Your Life and Sex Island, Chapter 3, Our Credit Card, page 78. That minister someplace asked, "When does life begin?" McCain said, "At conception." Obama said something like, "The answer to that is above my pay grade," which sounds pretty stupid. Yes, it is very stupid. Both answers are very stupid. Ignorant at its most shallow, or deepest if you prefer. But somehow, difficult though it seems, the question, made up by a professional liar, is more ignorant than the answers. Life began 3 or 4 billion years ago. Since then, it has been a continuum, although it may have begun again and again spontaneously, just as flight and sight have evolved several times each. I did not create life when I fucked my wife. That would put me in a class with several gods around the world. As my wife will be happy to tell you, I am definitely not a god. But when the sperm combines with the egg, isn't a new life created? Don't be silly. The sperm and the egg are both alive, and each contains a half complement of DNA. Although the egg is more equal than the sperm, since it also contains the mitochondria, which are essential to human life, and only come from the mother, as the sperm has no room for such nonsense. Nonsense? Well, not nonsense, but the sperm is stripped down because it has a lot of work to do. It has to go searching for the female. That's one hell of a lot of work, I can tell you. That's why I've been married for over half a century. I never had time to go looking for another female. But some females must have come to you. Yeah, but I didn't have the time for that. There's more to it than you're telling. Maybe. But a lot of people talk about life beginning sometime at or after conception. Are they all professional liars? No, but they are not correct either. Even if a majority believes something, it is not necessarily correct. Might does not make right. Minorities are less often correct. Maybe, maybe not. But for me, as an engineer, facts rule. Reality trumps superstition. That the egg combined with the sperm is a complete cell is not superstition. True, after conception, the egg combined with the sperm does make a cell with a complete complement of DNA. But every cell in the body, except red blood cells and maybe a few others, is likewise a similar cell in that it contains a full complement of DNA. I said that I had recently been to the doctor. Well, I had a urinary tract infection. Every time I peed away, I don't know, hundreds, maybe thousands of white blood cells, each with a full complement of DNA. Was I murdering hundreds of thousands of babies? Every time I spit many cells with complete bunch of DNA. I spit potential babies. Am I a mass murderer? When I shower, I slough off many complete cells, just as complete as a fertilized egg. Everyone capable of being a complete human being under the proper circumstances. Am I a mass murderer? Can't put a damn skin cell in a uterus, a womb, and then make a damn Jesus Christ baby. That's a claim, not a fact. I don't think that it has ever been tried. It is very easy to get pregnant. It is difficult to avoid pregnancy. If you took the DNA from a skin cell and replaced the DNA in a fertilized egg with it and put it in a human uterus, you probably would have a baby. I think that we are off on a non-productive tangent anyway. Remember, the real fanatics think that birth control and even masturbating is the same as abortion. That's not so. It is. I have been thoroughly lectured on the subject more than once. They don't talk about it much, but if they succeed with outlawing abortion, they will go to the next level until they control everything about your pecker or pussy. They will not be satisfied with less than complete control. The very people who say, "Get the government off our backs," are the same people who say, "Get the government on our beds." They wish to control your pecker and your uterus, whichever you may have, assuming you can have both, but do indeed have one or the other. What happens to your pecker and your uterus ought to be, to my way of thinking, between you and your pecker, or between you and your uterus, not between your pecker or uterus and some guy with a Roman collar and or a pecker hat, or a goddamn insane politician. Maybe they are all professional liars. This all goes back before the beginning of agriculture, about 13,000 years ago, when we didn't understand much more than dogs do today. Yeah, some busybody figured out that if you put a seed in the ground, you got something to eat. But even that was explained supernaturally. Unlike dogs, we have to pretend that we know everything. Oh yeah, lightning? Sure, I know what causes lightning. It's the gods fighting. Yeah, they throw thunderbolts at each other, and when they hit, they spark, you know. If you read the Iliad, you will note that the gods had absolute, total control of everything. If a lowly human thought that he could do something without the personal blessing of one god or another, he was presumptuous and was certain to be punished. Did the eagle fly over your right shoulder? Good. Or on your left? Bad. If you turn 180 degrees, you reverse your fortune. It is the same as today if you listen to any of the evangelical religion. Idiocy has not advanced. When our dads told us that the gods made lightning, we believed it. And if someone said that our dads were wrong, we called them a liar and a heretic, and we killed them. As knowledge was gathered, the people who gathered it were burned at the stake. Any new knowledge threatens the existing power structure. We can't have that. People who said that we were not at the center of the universe were burned at the stake. People who saw life under the microscope were burned at the stake. Even into the 19th century, it was common knowledge that life sprang from earth and rotting hay and most everything else spontaneously. Mice and rats just popped out of the fields. People who believed otherwise were considered stupid and heretics. Everybody likes a good story. Most of us resist facts that contradict a good story. Most people still don't believe in evolution. Wow. We don't have poor education in the United States of America. We don't have any education. We have to stop here. Please purchase my book, Your Life in Sex Island, by clicking on the link in the description below. Thank you very much.